There is outrage following Xylophone Music's decision to sign artists onto the label. Some say the subsidiary of Menzgold could have waited for the company to settle the debts owed some customers before doing this activity. But the CEO of the company, Nana Mensah, says there is no perfect time. In fact, he describes persons who say Menzgold and Xylophone Music are one and the same as intellectually bankrupt. Justified? Shatta Wale says he engages in controversies just to trend. It's all for showbiz. And so people who take his comments seriously, hypertension is your portion. We juxtapose that with Sarkodie's rap line which says, the industry doesn't look flourishing when your colleague enjoys name tarnishing or his brand vanishes. Is Shatta Wale being selfish? Does it even matter if he is being selfish? Well, one person he has been jabbing, Reggie Rockstone, has been trending this week. For one thing, his unconventional way of marketing Wachi. Wachi in jazz. My name is Benefo Boabin Abrantipa. Welcome to Bloggers Forum on GhanaWeb TV. Welcome back to the show. It's Bloggers Forum here on GhanaWeb TV, and joining me on this episode, the man who never speaks without quoting somebody. Nene B is a columnist. Nene, welcome.
I'm good. What's up?
A day.
Who don't I quote?
Oh, but you always quote. You see, you'll be quote you will be. And you know the funny thing. I think because of your love for hip hop, you're always quoting the rappers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think because rap is the new age Bible.
Yeah.
Right. So everything that we want to say today, there's a rapper who has said it eloquently. So you always go back to the person who has said it eloquently, and then it makes life easy for you.
What's your favorite quote?
My favorite quote. I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman.
Who said that?
Jay-Z. Because this is, we are all businesses. Everybody working is a working business. Yeah, quote unquote, you are a brand.
I see.
Yeah.
So Nene B is a columnist, and Nana Yaredu, aka Nana Yao 18, writes for newsafrica.com. Nana, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice. Let's start with Menzgold and Xylophone Music. So last week there was a launch and a revival of a sort at the Royal Rochester Hotel, where we have the Xylophone Arts Complex. They unveiled Tisha, which is the newest artist on the label, and they said that there were going to be other signees on the label very soon. I'm sure you've heard some comments that people have made about this whole Xylophone thing, considering the fact that the mother company, as we all know, Menzgold, owe some customers and they've not been able to pay. Well, there's been a response from Nana Mensah. I think go for intellectually bankrupt to say that Xylophone and Menzgold are the same company, no? Is it far-fetched to make that statement?
Okay, so I have to start with a quote, right? I'm a law student.
Yes.
And there's this case which is the most important case if you are doing company law. The case is called Salomon versus Salomon. There was a man called Salomon, and he started a company called Salomon and Company. And he himself went bankrupt. No, his company went bankrupt. And then people wanted to, attack him to pay for the, what's the name? For debt that was owed by the company. Because, he owned the company. And then he took the matter to court. And then the court, he ruled that actually the company was even owing him.
His own company?
Company was owing him because, he is different from the company. The company is a separate legal entity. In that case, accepted the fact that if you start a company, the company is a separate legal entity from you. And, Xylophone Music was started by Nana Mensah. and Menzgold was started by Nana Mensah. Menzgold, Xylophone, and Nana Mensah are 3 separate entities. You understand? So what happens with Menzgold is not supposed to affect what happens with Xylophone. You understand? There are circumstances where that can happen. If you found out that, you know, Menzgold and Xylophone were operating as the same entity, maybe there are some circumstances under which that can happen. So he is right for saying that people who, you know, are saying that Menzgold and Xylophone are intellectually bankrupt. He's right for saying that. And I don't know, what I don't know is whether he should have used those words. Because those are harsh words, especially the fact that people are going through emotional trauma because of his, you know, he holding their money. So that is like insulting somebody, putting, you know, salt in somebody after hurting, putting salt in injury, you know, for people who you have hurt.
Well, this is the statement. To say that Menzgold and Xylophone are one and the same is a very low shot at logic and a glaring, incredible display of intellectual deficiency and bankruptcy.
That sounds like something that was
a child and his or her sibling may have the same biological parents and obviously from the same family, but are 2 different individuals in every respect. This is a firm factual point at law and in principle.
Yes, so that is something that I obviously was written by his lawyer. But you know, there's something I noticed, that it's always a bad idea to have a lawyer write a press release for you.
Okay.
Because the arguments you make in court and the arguments you make in the court of public opinion are 2 different arguments. In court, this is a very good argument. In the court of public opinion, this is a very stupid argument. Because people are emotionally invested in you as a person because of the fact that their money is invested in you. So you are not supposed to make statements that hurts them. You're supposed to make statements that get them to rally behind you. You understand? So you're supposed to let somebody who knows how to speak to people, Obia, you understand? Or should be the person who should be drafting a press release for you when it comes to dealing with matters of public interest.
Okay. Yeah. Let me come to Nanaya. Xylophone is under Menzgold. Well, one person, Nana Mensah. And when Xylophone was not experiencing these challenges, when Menzgold was not experiencing these challenges, Xylophone was very vibrant. We saw the company sign Shatta Wale, Stoneboy, Joyce Blessing, Becca, all of those. But when the company was hit with this
challenge, Menzgold was hit with the charge.
Yes, Menzgold was hit with the charge and all of those things. The people started asking for their funds. That was when we sort of saw Xylophone's vibrancy dip.
Okay.
So if people say that the fall of Xylophone, Menzgold contributed to the fall of Xylophone, are they right or wrong?
All right. So yes, if people say the fall of Menzgold contributed to the fall of Xylophone, right? Per the circumstances or the things that we find ourselves in, yes, in a way they are. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because until when Menzgold had a problem, everything was working properly. But I think the problem was that the human resources that were employed at Xylophone Music are the ones to be blamed for the fall of Xylophone Music, because when Menzgold was hit, Xylophone Media was working. TV and radio was still doing very well. They were in active business. They were doing all that they had to do. If people are going to blame the CEO for having a vision, for having a dream to build other businesses that would drive his main business, then I don't think we are being fair. It is somebody from GhanaWeb, right? And saw that the vision is bigger than one person. So he brought everybody in here to work. So if the person's core business fails, and GhanaWeb also fails, I don't think we need to blame the CEO. We need to blame the people that were employed to work at GhanaWeb. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So if the guys who were employed at Xylophone Music did their work properly, if they had done what they're supposed to do as music people. I don't think we even have seen a feel, like you will not even feel that there's something happening with Menzgold and Xylophone, because the media was working. The radio was working, the TV was working. It's just the music part that was failing. That means that people who were employed, either they have zero understanding of what music is, or they don't understand how record labels operate. Because record labels don't operate basically having money in their hand. They operate by having machinery. And machinery is broken down into network and connections and circles. You understand? So for instance, if I work at Xylophone Music and I'm the A&R, I should still be able to go out there and talk to them and say, I want to sign him. I should be able to find talent that would drive traffic to the business, and then come up with ways and means we can also raise money to run the business. You understand? I feel like Xylophone's music issue has everything to do with the people he employed and not him. What was his mistake? Signing Shatta, who's actually the biggest in Ghana and one of the biggest in Africa, or signing Stonebwoy, who just released an album that is doing so well, or signing Kumi Guitar, who had hit songs back to back under Xylophone Music. It's the people. Or they want to show say pamamuna.
Now, why would you human show be our born in Sanoi?
That be say when you're employing people, you employ people based on they go through HR. So HR, when you see, if you meet an HR person, it will tell you. I mean, they assess you, they check whatever you can do, blah, blah, blah. But as in the work itself, until you do the work itself, that is when they will know. That's why if you go to any company, they put what we call probation period. So because your paper and your output might be two different things. So if after your probation period, you don't deliver, they go for sacking.
So, is it right for the company for Xylophone to revive and to sign a new artist when the customers of Menzgold have not been paid?
Well, I think, listen, it's even overdue. I was talking to one guy around the Xylophone business, music and media, and I was telling him that why aren't your music people working? Because Shatta never said he has left Xylophone. So why are they not working? Shatta just did the 5th concert. Why are they not working? Because you see, if you don't work, you make your CEO look like he used all the money to invest into your music business. But if you are working without him, like how the media was working without him, there's a case to make that we are working not because Nana Pia give us money, but we have artists that can drive us, that can drive revenue for the brand to stand on its own. As for the revival, it's been long overdue. And I want to say that I applaud the young girl, Tisha, for allowing herself to be a case in this conversation, because I'm sure the Xylophone team would approach a lot of people, artists, and they will turn them down because of the image, the negative image that has been built over time. But for the young girl and her team to understand that we need a bigger machinery. Machinery does not mean money. That's one thing in our part of the world. Value is underplayed. You understand? But the value that comes with whatever you're discussing with the person is always underplayed. So the revival has been long overdue, because if they work, if I have 20 businesses and one is not doing well, should I shut down the 19? How do I pay you?
There are concerns that the way and manner the event was organized shows how insensitive Nana Pia Mensah is, because the people were partying, there were drinks, there were food, there was like they were making merry. And if you look at
those who make all those comments, quote and unquote, I mean, I think they are just being overly emotional. Every press conference or outdooring that has been done in the music space always comes with those things. He's signing artists. He already has artists. Why do I bring media people together and not allow my artists to perform? And when artists perform, there'll be a party. So when Kumi Guitar will be beneath on stage, there'll be a party. People will be excited to see them, because it's been a while since these artists held the mic.
We'll take a break, but before we go, Nene, Tisha, Nana has already applauded her for accepting to be on the label. You think this whole controversy will have an adverse effect on her, or it will rather push?
I mean, I think everything will fall back on the music, right? That should have good music. If people are talking about you, they'll play your song. You understand? Whether they are saying positive thing or negative thing, doesn't matter. They'll play your song. If your song is good, you'll stay. If your song is not good. But the thing I want to say is, because of the type of artists xylophone has been signing, we don't know the impact of xylophone music in the music business. I can't point to a single artist, maybe apart from Kumi Guitar, and say that this artist's life was changed by signing to xylophone. You understand? So Tisha will be the first case for us to share whether xylophone really have a machinery that builds stars. Because so far, every artist they signed was already a huge star. I don't think their star got bigger by signing with xylophone or smaller by signing. All of them were on a steady run. Stonebwoy was on the way to being who he is today, and that didn't move faster or slower because of xylophone. Same with Shatta. The only person who had hits because of xylophone was Kumi Guitar. Because after the one hit, Kumi Guitar was almost dead until xylophone came in. So with the exception of Tisha will probably be the second artist we'll look at if xylophone were there.
Obibini,
Ashimi have any hits?
Yes,
Ashimi. Yeah, I think it was Ashimi. And
was that a hit?
Yes.
I've forgotten this.
Hits as compared to what was this guy's hits? Was
Dream?
Dream?
No.
You see, hits. There are forms of hits. First of all, you need to understand that you release music every time, right? When a music gets to a certain level, there are types of hits. There's a song that sustains an artist. So it's not a monster hit as in everybody's singing it's number one record. But there's that song that gets the artist adored to a bigger audience. That's also a hit record.
See, like you said, I release music every time.
Yeah.
I don't have any hits.
Yet.
So
Yet.
The fact that you are putting on music doesn't mean that you are making hits. But when it comes to hits, you shouldn't. If you say one line, I should know what the song is.
Yeah, but the fact that you don't know the song doesn't mean it's not a hit record.
Ashimi was a hit.
It's a hit song.
And there is this hip hop tune. I've forgotten the title. Listen to the boy spit.
Probably around a particular circle.
That's what I'm saying. That hit songs
maybe he has a niche audience who like his style, and that audience might be maybe there are some 1,000 people who like his style, and so maybe it's a hit around those 1,000 people. I mean, if you're in the industry, any song that comes out, every time anybody releases a new song, I receive an email, and I will play the song once just because it's in my email. Doesn't mean that. So if I'm in the industry, definitely I'll hear a song. Okay. Doesn't mean that it's a hit. I don't judge hits based on what is happening among my industry friends. What is happening among those who are not in the industry, that's what I'll consider a hit.
Okay, right. So we will take a break here. When we return, we'll move on to the discussion on Shatta Wale. As he says, he creates controversies just to trend. And he said, Odi wakome DHra, BP, ebe kosro, and also the corona chiwa na at the worst. Welcome back from that short break. It's Bloggers Forum here on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Abrantipa, and I'm doing this with Nenebi, a columnist, and Nane Auredu, who writes for museafrica.com. So next on the bill, Shatta Wale. Now, I remember there was I think last 3 episodes when we were discussing beefs, and in my intro, Shatta Wale dominated. So I mentioned Shatta Wale versus Stonebwoy, Shatta Wale versus Samini, Shatta Wale versus Sarkodie. You know, I forgot Shatta Wale versus Yapono. Yeah. And virtually everyone here was laughing because his name was all over. As a baby, Shatta controversy, open tokwa. So Shatta was on UTV, and he says it's intentional. Oh, Tiwa, for instance, with Samini nyene she, or say Samini anyene she, or Tuano so beka Samini intokwa, so that obe trending, I just say, or no so akweneni. Then, so when I was watching the pro, I was thinking, Sarkodie's advice, which was released in 2018, that line, the industry not flourishing because your colleague enjoys name tarnishing or his vibe vanishes. To the obe tarnish will be on this road to Okase Reggie Stone is poor. Hip life artists, they are all poor. So he wants to trend, but he ends up tarnishing the images of others, so it appears. Is he thinking about himself alone, or he is thinking about the industry? Everyone will benefit from the trends that I will create. And if he is really being selfish, yeah, and so what? Nana?
You see, Shatta's case, in 2013, when he lost to JMJ's artist, right? And he came out from the auditorium booting, he was booting all the lightning and all those things and calling names and saying they took his money and all those things.
Kaki, you mean?
Yes, Kaki.
Yeah.
That was the beginning of Shatta's growth or comeback into the industry. I don't think that time he did it intentionally, right? I think it was out of pain that probably he felt the songs or the category definition actually maybe met or was in line with the songs that he had worked on. So as he didn't win, he got angry, and out of that anger came the thing. Now what happened afterwards is what I want to talk about. When Shatta did that thing, every major media brand in this country put him on TV and radio to talk about it. And it was not as though we were actually correcting him. We wanted to actually drive a certain wage for traffic or data or numbers on all platforms. So as of Basho Nuswa, a in crime. No, it was only TV3 that he went on, that he said he apologized to Shatta House for what he did, and to his fans for what he did. What I'm saying is that today the artist has grown to understand that the only way I can get the same media people to talk about me is to do things in that line. He will still have gone back to being bandana. But like I said, so as a business, as an artist who is a business, like we quote Jay-Z, what do I do to get people to listen to my music, to talk about me, to increase my numbers, to get more value? If I drop positive music and I do something beautiful, nobody talks about it. Corona example, Shatta was sharing hand sanitizers and things to police of stations and the rest. It wasn't as major as when Shatta said he has sacked the militants. So it tells you that there's a certain line that the artist toes because of what the media responds to. And I don't want to hear the conversation of Nipan Kasayepe negative, we lean towards negativity. I don't want to hear that conversation. Because all over the world, there's negativity all over the world. But if you compare how a certain foreign media will handle a negative story as against how we do it here, it's not beautiful. A lot of artists who probably want to get their message across will have to toe a certain line. In the past, we've seen artists come up with so many lies just to trend because
but you see, in the case of Shatta Wale, there are second parties involved where he admits that Samini did nothing to him. He wanted to trend, and so he had to, hit Samini so that he gets there. Over the past few days, he has been in the news for labeling some musicians as poor. If you want to trend, the question would be, why not do something that will not get others maligned?
How,
in a way?
I mean, it's not every time that he trends with others in the line. I mean, the jacuzzi thing he did, it wasn't about anybody. It was about himself. Eating the swimming pool wasn't about anybody. It was about himself. But the thing is, if he hits Samini, right, in music, in dancehall, I think that they have the power to go for who is at the top, so that I can be at the top. So for instance, if I'm climbing and I feel that Abantepa is on top and I want to overtake him, I need to make sure that I hit you so hard that you will respond. Example is Shatta and Wizkid. If Wizkid had responded to Shatta Wale, the tables would have turned. And that's why Wizkid or whoever was behind him told him, like, yo, allow this guy to do what he wants to do, allow him to talk. Because when you come down the tree to respond to somebody below you, you're actually empowering the person to also come up.
Wizkid's persona, even in Nigeria, doesn't respond to people. I'm
just saying, even like you I'm trying to say, it's in music. Listen, I'll give you a very rare example. I always use the example, Kwao and Sark are there. Every time Sark is on a song with Kwakesi, check the way he delivers. Sarkodie and Ice Prince, shot on shot, check the way he delivered. You see, it's in music. If I feel like you are on top of me and I get a chance to do a record with you, I need to make sure that when I end the song, people will say, "Oh, it's like people will judge us based on the song that we have done." So that one day, I don't fault him for doing that. But in Koye and Anaka Media, so Soswa, it won't go nowhere. Because I remember one song that he did, Olu, for Samini. I heard how people were talking about the song in the media space. It encourages the people to come up with things like that. It's as though the media is now, quote unquote, waiting for something minus to happen and jump on it so they can increase their numbers and data. Instead of beating me, say, when you should come and apologize to me. Because when you say, "Oh, cancer seminar," it will still bring back the whole competition and his numbers will go up and he gets value. So we are encouraging them to do what they do.
Nene, what do you make of the statement?
About the controversies, I don't have a problem with controversies. You know, my favorite artist is Kanye West.
Yeah.
Father of controversies. Yeah. But about the statement he made, I have a problem with he sharing that information on TV. You know why? Because, you know, I'm working on a book. And I interviewed for Shatta's chapter, it's about his fandom. So I interviewed a psychologist and a few of his fans for that chapter. And one of the fans told me that the most heartbreaking thing Shatta did to him, was when Shatta made up with Stonebwoy and told them that the beef with Stonebwoy was all for show. It was all showbiz. You know why? They said some of them, the Shatta fan, had issues with Stonebwoy fans, some that they were friends with, and the beef got really personal to the extent that friendships were ended over Shatta and Stonebwoy. People fought, people were stabbed over that. And to find out that it was all for show really was very heartbreaking for the fans. You understand? Because they really bought into the fact that Shatta really is their God. And so anybody who comes for their God, they'll go for that.
So they took it personal when these celebrities were just having fun.
Yes. So I think that it would be in his own interest to keep that facade of it being real beef, even if it is fake. You know why? Because then you don't get, I'm talking about heartbreak too much today. Then you don't break your fans' heart for buying into that facade you sold them. You understand? So I think that Shatta shouldn't have disclosed that it was just showbiz, because all of us knew. You understand? Nobody is that controversial every day of their life. If you meet Shatta in person, he's the most jovial person. And then you see him on TV and on social media, and then he is, you know, a militant. You know there is a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah.
Even his fans know that there is a disconnect somewhere, because most of his fans go to his house all the time. They see him all the time. He gives them money. He jokes with them, so they know that he is a cool guy and he's entertaining with, you know, the beefs. But the moment you math it, then you give the other side, you know, an Arsenal to come for them, like, you know, Arsenal fans. You give the other side, you know, something to attack them with, that your guy cry was deceiving you. You understand? They know their guy is deceiving them, but they don't want you to say it for the other side to use it against them. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Nana.
Yeah.
It has worked for Shatta.
Yeah.
And of course, we know he has trended for the number of controversies that he's done. Should others adopt, or said he can do be any fear, no say will be fear?
When you say some time ago, I think one of the media pundits, George Britton, he was on television. They asked him that is Ghana music, I think, around relevant because of Shatta, Sack and Stone. He said, yeah, if them today they make the da 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 da. You see, creating content for what you do is part of your art. For instance, Nene, they can't draw a book. He will draw a plan to release the book, right? Before he does the launching of the book, he will do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Whatever an artist puts in his plan before a song is released, it's up to the artist. You need to understand that when you toe the Shatta line by having two faces or two-face, you need to be sure that you can sustain that two-face. So if you are not known to be the guy who drives his music or drives her music with controversies, and you start one, you need to be ready to see it to the end. Because every time something happens to you, like Wendy Shea and Bullet, people will read meanings into it as in a part of their plan. That's how come when Wendy Shea and Romeo had an issue, people were saying, it be crying, Rough Town Records now, I approach it, Romeo said, on the other side, because of how the brand was introduced and how things have gone with the brand. So if you want to toe the Shatta line, you need to be ready to see it to the end, or don't go. Don't even start it. Now, if you also want to take it as a business and say that every time I want to, I mean, people do it in rap music. People will come and two teams will meet and agree that, yo, let's agree to create a beef, right? 50 and Kaye in 2007, they did that. And then when it's getting out of hand, we let the fans know that hey, it was just for album sales. Right? So if you want to do that too, as an artist, you can also approach other artists. Instead of being the Shatta Wale, that's even when somebody hasn't done anything to you, you want to tarnish their image just to get to the top. You can actually sit down with the artist and say, let's all agree to put out our album or record on this day. And then we will create the controversy to drive the album or the single sales. When it's getting out of hand with the fans, like because he explained something which is very dangerous, that most Shatta fans, and I've also heard that saying from them, that they feel as if at a point their king deceived them because they fought so much for him, only for him to always come out and say, if it's like he and Yapono in a club, he will say, if you say me and Yapono they beef, it be for business, don't take it serious. You understand? Don't toe that line if you are not ready to be a Shatta kind of personality. He has been able to understand the business, and he's a very smart business guy. And I heard rumors that sometimes even when he goes as a certain personality, behind closed doors, he will call. If it's like Nene, he will call and say, "Oh, bro, this be the thing will happen."
That's the problem some have.
I've worked with artists that he has called.
You understand?
When my former boss, who is coming to be MP, Obo, was musical president, sometimes Shatta will text him that he's about to
come diss you. I come fire you.
No, you know what I'm trying to say. The words in which what he will say is sometimes is too much, is below the belt, but he will let you know. But if you can't sustain that, don't go into that business, because on I'm saying 2013, who say, oh yeah, J-Bond is Obenya dance walking heads, Obenya what's that song? Enter the net head. And we say no, this is how the mathematics is done. So for him and his fan base, they understand how they operate. Maybe you and your fan base, you are not on that level. Don't do the line if you're not ready to go there. That's what I'm saying.
I want to add this, right? I think that there is a lot of noise these days because everybody has a voice because of social media. So if you're an artist, especially if you're a new artist, it's difficult to break through with just your music. You need something else that will make people pay attention to you. Like, the type of video this guy, Bosun Piyon, dropped. That video broke him. Sometimes you don't necessarily need a Shatta type of controversy. You might need something different, you understand? But definitely you need to be different. You need not be like what is in the system if you want to break through the noise. I think this linked to our next
yes. To our next discussion. So we will take a break. When we return, they say you watching leaves movie. Reggie Rockstone and Daroma. When we return, we'll talk about the Wache in jazz. Reggie Rockstone has been trending, and you know, apparently people didn't know he was the brain behind the Wache in jazz until he posted that it's actually for a hotel and for exports. So it's not for the ordinary people, those of us who want to eat our Wache in leaf. Now Reggie is selling Wache in jazz. I don't know. And I saw a funny post by Chemical. Chemical say, if you are going to buy Wache, say, Meto Wache, Pacho Mame Straw. Meto Wache, Pacho Mame Straw. Wache in a jar. Nene, I mean, before we went on a break, we were talking about breaking the market, doing something unconventional, in order to gain the prominence and all that. This seems to be working for Reggie Rock. So even though some of us we know he's been doing the business for a decade, that, as far as I'm concerned, working for him, right?
My friend Bella was saying, you should put fried rice in jar. Sorry, I call it jar rasta fried rice.
Anyway, funny enough, I also saw marijuana in a jar. Yeah. A Facebook post, and the person said jar in a jar.
Yeah. So I think that, as we all know, every product you are selling today, there are billion people selling the same products, and now we are all dealing with the same market. Whether you are selling in Agbogoloshi or East Legon or Kumasi, we are all selling to the same people because of social media. Because of social media, the market is a level playing field, and so you need to be able to break yourself. You need to break out from the market. You need to stand out from the market. You understand? Those of us who read motivational books, you know that this guy has a Peter Thiel said, if you are in competition, you are failing. You need to be a monopoly. And one of the way of being a monopoly is by standing out. So putting Wache in a jar is standing out. This morning I ate Wache in leaf. Anytime I'm going to buy Wache at the place I buy my Wache and the person who sells the Wache is not around, I can go to a different person and buy the same Wache. So seeing Wache in leaf doesn't really mean anything to me, because when you see Wache in jar, it gets your attention immediately. You pay attention to it, and your curiosity will make you want to taste it and see where the because I'll just want from it to cook the I'm passing then it gets you. If the taste is good, then he has you as a customer forever. You understand? So I think that it's an innovative way of reaching out to a market where there's so much noise.
Okay. Nana?
Okay, so let me take it from this angle, right? Shatta, first of all, gave Reggie Rockstone free
publicity
promo, right? Without even paying him a dime. When he said, oh, Reggie know you watch it yourself, and Reggie jumped on the promo and did a video and started talking about it and said, if you want to buy the watch, if you buy them from on certain day, me now will come deliver and things. What was supposed to be the next stage after that? What was the next plan for that? If he had allowed the thing to just go on after some time, it'd be hype, it will come down. So when I saw the watch in a jar thing and he linking to it that he probably was doing it for export, I felt like, no, this guy is being smart. The whole Wache hype, Reggie the sell Wache hype that Shatta gave him probably is reaching its declining stages. Something needs to come and then trigger it again, so that the corporate bodies will begin to make a call and say, oh, Reggie, come deliver for me for that. So I applaud him for him being smart. Because even if it was for export, you could have done the whole thing and not put it on social media. But I'm sure when the packaging was done and the team sat down, he said, no, Charlie, this if you go internet top, you go raise the conversation again. And then lo and behold, it worked. The conversation is not about whether the Wache goes like it's about how different. For the first time, somebody's putting Wache in a jar, and he knows that he's not going to even be able to convince people to buy Wache in a jar in Ghana or in Accra. But when you see it and it's linked to him, you will pick up a phone and call, hoping that you get a Wache in a jar. and then he brings you the watching the leaves well packaged and everything, right? So I applaud Reggie for being smart. As for the idea, is beautiful, it's innovative. It will take some time for people to adjust to it, but for what people can't comprehend, they will always talk about it, and that gives you more mileage and more value.
But how would you feel eating wache in a jar?
You can eat wache. The idea is that when the wache comes to you, it's well preserved. So when you want to eat it, you pour it into a bowl.
Okay.
But wache is best people like using their hands to eat wache from the leaves. So I think that the idea is that because of our teacher, you have wache into can free a crank or casfano. Maybe not and the same. But if you put it in a jar, maybe it may preserving it more out or sugar more without even heating it. Wait, my friend said it's still okay. You understand? So I don't think I eat it. You don't eat it. Come on, it's not smoothie. I
can't do that. I can eat wache in a jar. I can use fork. You can use fork.
No, the wache is packaged in a way that the wache is at the top. Sugar at the top.
The middle.
So for me, I applaud him for bringing back the traffic and the spotlight on him for what he has done. And I know, knowing Reggie, he's going to do another thing to keep it going, because watching COVID and buy and I say you can't sit and eat until drive through. Okay, he made a whole facade about some reality show and I like the way Reggie packages his content on social media. It's like some reality show.
Yeah, he did it very well. Last week that he and his wife were fighting.
Yes, we're fighting.
Yeah.
You understand?
Over the ex-girlfriend.
You understand? So I want to see what next. The challenge with such ideas is that every time you come up with one, you need to be thinking about the next one.
What next?
What next? Because people emotionally connect to that beautiful thing that you always create with your brand. And if you're not able to satisfy that emotional marketing part, yeah, they will come and buy, but they would have loved to see another thing that would drive them more. It's like when an artist is about to release a song and he does pre-order link, the anticipation of people, any music seller will tell you, pre-order links actually increase an artist sales by 45%. Because the anticipation of going to check why the guy is saying we should pre-order. You understand? So that I think he has to come up with stuff like that. It's not going to be easy, but it's the time he also has to treat the watching thing as a business and be getting PR team in place so they can also be creating campaigns for him to drive it. And like he said, we are in all playing. The Amelia at my area who sells watching for me, that's today, she didn't come, that disappointed me. And Reggie are all saying the same thing. Over Kaya, or Brown for my Auntie Munibi.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah.
The song. Hey, I see that Auntie Munibi watching, and it also became the new thing.
Huge.
Auntie Muni could have employed NB or myself or you to have helped them to build on it till now. But to me, I mean, quote and unquote, the KFCs and the McDonald's, when they do campaigns, it's what increases their sales and help them to open another branch in a different state.
Okay, that's how we end the show. But quickly, your final words, Nene, before I draw down the curtain.
Okay, so people should go on YouTube, search for the NAMI. I have a new video out. You liked it, right?
Oh yes. Yeah.
Well, it's so you knew some girl. Okay.
Yes.
You're cold flames.
In fact, I was one of the few people to have.
You watched before it came out.
What? Yes. Yeah. It's a nice video.
Talked about rape, child abuse, and a few of those hard topics that we are dealing with. But so I don't want to really kill the mood of this show by.
Yeah.
But you can go on YouTube and watch the video. It's called Cold Flames.
Okay, Nana.
Oh, final words. Chill baby, I'll show you. I'm going to subscribe. I'm share. Now, when the news is positive, try and give it the same attention you give to the negative one, so that the system can change. Because tomorrow your sister might be a musician and she doesn't have to go naked to trend. Thank you.
All right, thank you for watching. This is our traditional way of enjoying the legacy. Watching leaves. So we've been doing this with Nane Aredu of museafrica.com, and then Nene. Nene is a columnist. My name is Benefo Boaben Abrantipa. Thank you for watching.